Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are a recurring visitor or a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support and viewing of my videos. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you being here. So yesterday, MJ over at the channel Reading This Life posted a video titled Does Book Size Matter? And it was a response video to a conversation that she had had on a Discord server, sort of talking about size of books, reading smaller books versus reading larger books, and is one more valid than the other. And so she brought up that point in her response video, really saying how she personally feels that the length of a book should not matter. It should be the content of the book that is analyzed and not the amount of pages that content is conveyed with. And just starting right off the bat, I want to say that I am in complete agreement with MJ. I think that the length of a book really should not be the determining factor of a book's validity at all. Rather, it should be the contents of the book itself, not the length, not the amount of pages that were used by the author to get the content out into the world. And so I thought that, sort of to talk a little bit more on this point, I would show two different books, both of which I love incredibly deeply, and both that are quite extreme differences when it comes to page count. So the first is John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. And this is very, very short. This edition is 107 pages. Super, super short, very quick to read. However, this is one of my absolute favorite books of all time. Not just Steinbeck, but fiction, out of the fiction that I have read. And it's incredibly short, but it is so powerful. And if this were any longer, in my opinion, it would lose its power, and it would lose some of its strength that it holds over the reader, because it's short, because it's a punch to the gut, because it's so quick, and it's over almost as soon as it begins. And that's where sort of its drama and power lie. And then another example, a nonfiction example on the opposite end of the size spectrum, is Robert Toombs' The English and Their History. This is the longest book, page-wise, that I read last year. This edition is just a little bit over 1,100 pages, so it's an absolute doorstop, an absolute brick. And it is fantastic, and it reads incredibly quickly. And if this were any shorter, it wouldn't have the same, it wouldn't be able to have the same magnitude that it carries now. But also, if it were longer, no one would read it, because it's already quite long. But with that said, these are both two completely different types of books. One is incredibly long, the other is fairly quick to read. However, I marked both of these on my Goodreads as having been read. I view them both as valid, both as important, both as necessary and needed in books. If we only had giant 1,000-page volumes, I think that we would probably have some reading burnout, just like if we only had these little shorter books that maybe take a day or half a day to read. I think that we might lose some of the ability to focus on a longer text like this. So we need both of them. They are both incredibly important to the reading ecosystem. If we only had one, we would be missing out on the other, and together is where they're powerful. Together, with both sizes, we have the ability to pick and choose what we want to read, which, as readers and having the ability to read, we have the power to pick what we want to read. And there's no right answer. There's no right genre. There's no right medium. There's no right format. I enjoy both e-reading and physical books and audiobooks, all of which are valid. 100 pages or 10,000 pages, both are valid and necessary, and we need them all. We need variety. If we only had one thing, imagine how boring reading would get if there was only one format, only one page length, only one genre. it would get boring. We need variety. We need it all. And that's what makes reading interesting. That's what makes it special. The ability to pick and choose, to have no wrong answers. Everything's a right answer. Everything is your opinion. And as long as it's your opinion, you're not wrong, because it's your opinion. And we need it all, essentially, is the final message that I want to leave. Long books, short books, all genres, all mediums, all formats. We need it all. That's what makes reading special and interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As MJ says in the end of her video, if you want to make a response video to MJ's video or to my video, please do. As she mentioned in her video, this is an incredibly important topic, and one that's sort of, I don't want to say taboo, but definitely not talked about as much as it should be here on BookTube, is sort of the I don't want to say snobbery that surrounds reading longer books versus reading shorter books, or vice versa. But it's definitely something that's very important and should be discussed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, and happy reading.